What's up guys, LeopoldTheBrave here. This isn't my usual video schedule, but I just kinda had to make something because Crash Bandicoot Twitter is going kind of insane right now. So earlier today, we finally got our first very in-depth look, as well as a bunch of details about Crash Team Rumble, and the reactions to it have been very mixed, to say the least. So I just want to real talk with you guys and kinda help everyone calm down, on both sides. On one side, you have people saying this is the end of the Crash Bandicoot franchise. I've seen tweets where people are saying they're quitting the community, and that they wish Crash never came back over this. Like, what? And then on the other side, you have people who are unbelievably hyped about this game, saying there's nothing wrong with it and to just ignore the naysayers. Oh yeah, that's a good mentality to have, just consume, 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 and don't criticize. So I'm just gonna do my best to provide some balance and help bring everyone back down to reality. I'm saying this as someone who will literally buy anything with Crash Bandicoot's face on it, and I'm going to pre-order the deluxe edition as soon as I'm done recording. This game's situation is not as dire as many people are making it out to be, but it's not flawless either, and there is reason for concern. The naysayers aren't overreacting or out of control. Let's begin. Crash Team Rumble is the next game in the Crash Bandicoot franchise. It's a multiplayer team-based game where you collect Wumpa Fruit. Whoever gets the most, or whoever fills up their meter faster, is the winner. It's a brand new genre that the Crash series, or not many other series, have ever ventured into before, and it's exciting because it looks like a ton of fun. All the different characters and their specific roles, the unique levels and their hazards, all the items and power-ups, it's gonna be a great chaotic time. Everything about the game itself so far looks like a 10 out of 10. People are gonna get real competitive with it. However, it's factors outside the game itself that are really pulling it down. For example, the type of game it is. I and many others were hoping it would be a brand new Crash Bandicoot spin-off. You know, like Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. It's a party game, but it has like its own story mode and everything and a ton of single-player content, and the online and multiplayer stuff was just a bonus. With, of course, some post-release content updates that you could pay for, but didn't have to, and could just earn normally by playing the game. But that's not the case here. Crash Team Rumble is a live service game, like Fortnite or Fall Guys. And while that normally wouldn't be a problem for most people, unlike Fortnite, Crash Team Rumble isn't free to play. Now, it's not expensive either, only being half full price at $30 for the standard edition, and only $10 more at $40 for the deluxe edition, which is equal to the base game for Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled when it released. But, unlike Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Crash Team Rumble doesn't have any single-player content at launch. They specifically use the words "at launch," implying that they could and might add it later, but it's still a bit of a yikes. A live service game that isn't free to play and doesn't have any single-player content right from the get-go? It's completely understandable how many people might be entirely turned off by this, but it's not all gloom and doom. What if I told you there's actually another game with this exact same structure that's really fun and is still doing really well to this very day, despite going on for years? The game I'm referring to is Dead by Daylight. It's a 1v4 team-based multiplayer game with loads of cosmetics and battle passes and microtransactions, no single-player content, and you still have to buy the game. This is pretty much the exact situation Crash Team Rumble is in, and yet Dead by Daylight is still going strong with new content updates and tons of players almost 7 years later. And why is that? It's simply because the core game itself is fun enough to be worth it. I haven't spent a single penny on Dead by Daylight after getting the initial game. I haven't bought a battle pass, I haven't bought cosmetics or any of the extra characters. It would be nice to have that stuff, but it's not really needed to have fun or do well at the game. I've gotten pretty dang good at it over the years without having to spend any extra. And that'll likely be the case with Crash Team Rumble. The only stuff you'll need to purchase are cosmetic things that don't affect the gameplay in any way. You'll still be able to top the leaderboards and go on massive winning streaks without having to spend a single extra penny. But I know lots of you don't want to do that. It's Crash Bandicoot, you want all the cosmetics and stuff. And that's why this format does deserve criticism. Now, we don't know how the in-game shop or in-game currency is going to work for Crash Team Rumble. It could be like Nitro Fueled, where it's so easy to earn that you can get everything within a reasonable amount of time without having to spend a single penny. But that's not guaranteed, so until we figure out how that stuff functions, I think it's okay to criticize the structure that they're going with, making us pay for the game, but still having us pay for a ton of upcoming content that should have been in the game from the start. But at the same time, it's not a disaster and is definitely not the end of the franchise. At the end of the day, you don't have to buy anything. You can just enjoy the game as is, where the cosmetics and stuff you purchase don't affect it in the slightest. Because the core game itself looks really fun, and I have no doubt it's going to keep plenty of people entertained for years to come. So yeah, everyone just needs to chill out. It may not have been worth the 2-year Wumpa League wait, but it's not a disaster or disappointment either. Let's just wait and decide what to do with it once it's finally here. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Leopold the Brave, out.